everybody, it's Christy. How are you today? Happy Wednesday. Let's see, it's about what, 7:11, so I'm a little late, little early, however you want to say it. Thank you for joining me. If there is a red button up there, it means I'm live. Go ahead and talk to me. If it's not there, I'll still talk to you anyway. Just leave me a comment and you're watching the replay. Today we are going to make a couple of Easter crafts. I have to excuse my dogs. They must have heard me say hello to you all and they think someone's here. These are going to be made from the Dollar Tree forms that you still might find at the Dollar Tree, and we're actually going to be using some scrapbooking paper. So there's many different ways to make these. We're just going to have fun and make them today. So that's that. I think we'll do the cross first because it's pretty simplistic. It's the same idea with the rabbit, so we'll see how far we get. So if you come on, hop on, tell me where you're from, say hi so I know that I'm talking to somebody live. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. I'm sorry I have not felt good the last few days, so I haven't been on. And I've also been taking some training classes for business so I can better my business, better my page, better my everything that you guys are seeing. So you'll start to maybe notice some differences. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is basically pick out our paper. I have some watercolor paper right here, and I think I'm talking to somebody. I have some watercolor paper right here, so we're going to just kind of use this. This is going to be a nice colorful one. Now, there is no right or wrong side. I think we're going to put the paper on here, so however your paper is, sometimes there's front and back scrapbook paper. The front side is the one you want to use, is the one that you know you're going to put here. So you want to trace it on the opposite side. So because this isn't a front and back, we're going to go ahead and trace this out on it. A lot of times you'll find bigger scrapbooking paper, but I really like the vibrant colors, and I use the small one. So I don't know if you guys can see. I kind of put the camera this way so you guys can see what I'm doing more. So I put it at an angle, so if you can see that. So we're just going to trace around. It doesn't have to be perfect, because what we're going to do is Mod Podge this on to the wood. And this is actually really simple, that even kids can do it. Depending on the ages of the kids, you might want to help with the cutting out part. I like to do things that for all ages. So we're going to go ahead and cut this out. I don't know if it was the sun that got to me or just the change in weather, the heat. It's very hot here in Florida. If you're not in Florida, it's like it's been in the 80s and 90s and sunny. I would love a little bit of rain just to kind of cool it down. I think it's supposed to get a little bit cooler this weekend, and then it's going to calm down again. So always want to be careful when you're cutting out. I'm just kind of doing this fast because obviously we're on live and I don't want to keep you all night. But when you're cutting it out, always want to be very careful around your edges so it's nice and straight. Whatever is left, we're going to actually sand off anyway, and I'll show you how to do that. So we are just cutting this out. Thank you for those that actually came out to Dwellings. It was a fun time. It was a hot day, but we got through it. They're going to be doing one more in April, if you guys are local. April 2nd, I believe, is the date. After that, they won't be doing any more till October because of the hotter months. Us crafters in Florida can't survive this heat out there all day, especially with that sun. I got a sunburn. Sharon got a sunburn. I got a sunburn. You guys can probably see my face is red from the other video the other day. I'm so sorry about that Dollar General video. I won't go back to that one. I was trying to try somewhere new. something out of the norm. Anyway, I'm sorry this is taking so long to cut out. When it comes to crafting, I try to be a perfectionist, even though I'm not. I try really hard. So, anyway, so you guys could use anything really, and if you don't want to paper mache it and you just want to paint it, that's fine too. We're actually, if we have time, we're going to actually paint the back. So, now, as you can see while I'm finishing up this last line, I've put down, I like to use parchment paper, and you get this at the Dollar Tree. You can use newspaper, plastic bags. When you're working with Mod Podge, it's very hard to use newspaper though, because it could actually catch your product and actually end up doing that. So be careful when you're using that. Okay, so we don't need any special tools or anything. I'm just gonna find the dot right here at the top because we did cut that little thing off. We'll be rebeading this later. So I'm just gonna actually come through from the other side. Just make sure you have it lined up so your hole isn't messed up later. And I'm gonna go ahead and poke that hole. You could use a hole punch, but it might be a little bit bigger. See, I just poked a hole right through there. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna string something through that anyways. Ooh, I can't talk today. All right. So basically, I use just a regular paintbrush. You can use a foam brush. You could use a makeup brush. You could use your fingers, honestly. Nothing, that part doesn't matter. So what I like to do first is you want to get the back of the paper and put the Mod Podge on that first. Just a nice little thin coat. Don't soak it because then it'll get really wet and it'll start to rip. That's why I like using scrapbooking paper. It is a little bit easier to work with than tissue, like napkins. This stuff gets a little hard to work with, but it's okay. Even if it does mess up, that's okay, because that's the beauty of art. It's supposed to be messy. Excuse my nails too. I need to get them redone. They're still from my Disney run. I see a couple of people watching. Ooh, there's wind outside. I hear it. It looked a little overcast, like it was gonna rain. Maybe I'm getting my wish. Okay, so almost done. Just a nice little thin layer, and I'm kind of doing this in a hurry, so it's not going to be perfect. I will hold my other one up too. And if you get it on the back side, that's okay. See, the parchment paper, it doesn't really stick. This is the tedious part. You got to make sure you line it up. Ooh, there's a fly in here, darn it. You got to make sure it lines up pretty good, because once you stick it down, it's kind of going to be there permanently. So I usually try to stand up for this part, but I'm not going to because I'm on live. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and tack it down. Now, a lot of you say, if you've used this before, which I'm sure, if some of you have, if you're experienced crafters, I'm sure you have. A lot of people say bubbles end up happening. Well, I found a solution for that. I found this little rolling pin. That's what I was going to say. Rolling pin at Ross. So I use it in my tier tray, which we'll talk about that later this week. I've got some ideas for that. But I actually found to where when you roll this all over, it actually helps to get rid of those bubbles. So I just want to give it a couple quick rolls. There you go. And now it's pretty much on there. Now, once it's on, you want to give it some time to dry, obviously. Since we are live and I'm trying to do the whole project with you, we're not really going to give it time to dry. I do have my handy dandy heating gun. So we'll go ahead and just help this along. I'm excited to do some more of these for you. the edges first or the middle. This is a really handy tool to get air bubbles out and smooth it out. I just really love the colors in this paper. I don't scrapbook like I should. I have lots of materials for scrapbooking and card making, so I brought it over to other projects. Hi, Mom. You look forward to this all day. You know what? Me too, especially when I'm sitting at my desk and I'm just bored, waiting for my calls to come in. I did do some side work, though, in between calls at my desk. Okay. You guys get the gist of it. This kind of helps it along. Now, what I am going to do, I am going to put a top layer on this. You could use a better brush. I kind of messed this one up. I'm horrible at cleaning my brushes after my paintings and my projects, and I definitely need to get better, because if I'm going to teach you guys, I guess I'm teaching you guys through trial and error. So don't be like me and not wash your brushes, because then they kind of stiffen up and they're kind of worthless at that point. So I am just going to put another thin layer at the top. And if you see it kind of clump up in one spot, you can kind of brush stroke it over. And you can use your fingers. It's totally okay. It does leave some type of texture, I would say, on it. On the outside. So whatever you, like if you're using a textured brush, it'll usually show up that texture. Like there's a lot of little lines in the glue. Now this is starting to bubble up, so this is silicone, so I can actually wash it off. So I'm just going to go ahead and flatten it down a little bit. I probably should have let it dry more, but that's okay. Like I said, for the sake of live and time, you always want to give it a little bit of time in between. I'd say about an hour if possible in between layers. This just kind of gives us a glossy look. This one I'm using a gloss. Mod Podge has different ones. They have dimensional ones, they have photo transfer ones, they have matte finish and gloss finish. I kind of like the glossy because it makes it more shiny, and especially with this paper, it makes it more kind of bright. So we're going to go ahead and hit this with the heat gun again. If you don't have one of these, it's okay. You can use your hair dryer if you have one of those. Not your straightening iron, your hair dryer. And this does get really hot. I wouldn't recommend your highest setting, but this was meant for like crafts and embossing and stuff. While this is going, I'll go ahead and show you this one. This is the one I already made. I had this for sale. And you can put anything you want in the middle of it. We're going to do a bow just because it's easier. And you can kind of see, put it up here, you can kind of see the texture. And now it's starting to dry. Alright, so you guys got the basics of that, right? Now this part is optional. You can paint the back of this if you'd like. Let me take the sticker off. I did get my paints out. I might paint it at the end, that way it can dry. But basically you get the gist of it. So to get the paper off the side so it doesn't look like that, I actually sanded mine off in really fine detail, and I'll show you on this one. Probably not going to do as great a job with this one because, like I said, for the sake of time, we're not going to like spend all day. Now, you can use a sanding block if you're comfortable, just to get that excess paper off. Actually, this is, see how it's over on this side a little bit more? I didn't do a great job lining it up, but that's okay. So basically what I want to do is I just want to get this excess off, or yeah, excess off, however you say it. You can use the sanding block, or I actually, my honey got me this. It is a little sanding filing set. So that was actually very good to get. So then you can just push the paper down. And like I said, this part's optional. If this isn't bothering you, you wouldn't worry about this. But obviously I was selling mine and I wanted to make it good and professional. The trick to this is just to go ahead and file to the end, or file downward position, like so. This gets very long and tedious. I think I spent like 30 minutes on that one, so I'm not going to spend 30 minutes doing that, but I'm just kind of showing you the technique to do it, just so you get a nice little, it probably should have dried more, but just so you get a nice little smooth edge. Another thing I like about this one is a little more rounder. What I like more about these instead of the sanding block is you can get into the end details a little bit better. So you can get into that cross and really get that piece out, so you can get more of the shape of it. And you would just file it downwards position. Obviously you want to make sure it's dry before you do so you're not ripping into the paper at the top. It's not the best looking right now, but like I said, it's a little tedious job. And we just do it downwards position. Like that. I actually don't need to really do it on the other side because it lined up pretty good. So I'm just going to do this side real quick. Yeah, you can. Mom has a great idea. So you could peel off the sticker and sand it too. Are you talking about the back, Mom? Like this? You can, but I mean, it was pretty smooth surface. As far as the ends go, you kind of have to do that after you've Mod Podge it on. Okay. So basically, we just sand out the edges. I mean, I was sitting here, I had a mess. I still have it all over my floor, I know I do. But I was sitting here grinding it and sanding the heck out of it because I wanted it to be professional. Uh-oh, this is my... Okay, am I back? Hi, can you see me? I'm back. It said my phone was getting warm and it did something funky. Facebook is acting funky. Yeah, that's what I figured you meant. That way you know that you're starting with a smooth surface, because sometimes the manufacturers, it's all different. The the manufacturers don't always pay attention. And I do smooth it out on this side. Now, this looks like it's ripping, but it's okay. We didn't really wait for it to dry, but it's all right. Next time I'll probably do one ahead of time, but I only had 2. All right. We're gonna pretend we filed it all. Nice and smooth. All right, so now we have that. Now, we are going to get my glue gun out. Did you all find out did you all answer me if you had Dollar Generals in your area? Apparently they're going up everywhere, and I just was wondering like where you guys are from and if you have one near you. They're everywhere in this area, but they do have really good stuff. It's down, guys. You can't really move it along very much. I hope y'all are hearing me okay. I know I had issues last time with hearing. I might watch this video and decide to delete it later if it didn't turn out well. Alright, and the last but not least is I'm actually adding a button to this. I think I'm going to do this button. I would recommend, actually I got a green one. No, I like this one. I think the Dollar Tree has the colored ones. These are just the boring plain ones. These are really cute to make eyes out of something that you're sewing or creating. Alright, so just a little dab of glue. And you don't have to use a glue gun if you like using a different type of glue that's better for you. You can. Oh, I hate the strings. Okay. And I think I'm going to trim up my bow just a little bit. I lost my mom. My mom's gone. She was watching. Try to make them even, I'd say. Okay. So there we have our cross. And then the last but not least, we're going to do something on the top, and we're going to do beads. Now for this one, I did do jute. I'll probably do jute again. I'm not going to use these beads though, because these are actually from my personal collection, but I do have the smaller beads that I put on here. These beads I actually got, I'm going to show you, at Dollar Tree. These were the Easter beads that they had. And all I'm going to do is just pull off a couple. I have some in here. And then you can make your own tassel at the end. And it's very easy to make the tassel, and I'll show you that too. And then we'll probably hop off since this is not doing very well. Alright, so I just basically eyeball however I want my jute to be. And then I would say maybe go in one more time after you glue it and make that hole a little bit bigger so that you could push it through. Now you can make it a hanger, kind of like it already came, and then tie it off at the end. However you want to do it. That's what I like about this. Guys. Oh, I got some more watchers. Hi! Sorry if my thing is going on and off. I'm working on getting all the technical difficulties straightened out. It might be because I'm downstairs in my craft room. I won't say it's the laundry room, even though it is. Alright, so I'm just beating this up We're just making crosses. Whoever just joined, say hi. This is what I made prior to this, and I had these at the show. We're making this one a little different. We just made it out of the wood shapes from Dollar Tree and some watercolor paper, or, well, it looks like watercolor paper. It's just scrapbook paper or any type of paper. You can paint it. We made a bow, and we topped it off with a button. And now we're just putting a couple beads on. And I got my beads from Dollar Tree. I just kind of gonna restring them. And they fit right through very easily. When your jute isn't fraying everywhere, of course. If it's too thick to go, keep seeing that it keeps going on and off. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna ask the mastermind Rob when he gets home. He's the mastermind of the internet. I'm really not. I can always ask my kid for help too. They might know. Alright, so one more, and then I think we're going to complete this. And then I got a couple things I wanted to share with you all, and then we'll get off so you're not having to be disconnecting from me. Alright, I think I'm this is our creation! Yay, we finished. Okay, now, I don't know what's going on with my phone. I don't know why it keeps reconnecting. Mom, does it keep getting reconnected on your side? I don't know if you're watching me or not. Somebody is. I might delete this video and make another one, or I'll make a reel to show you real quick. It is optional, but when you're done, whatever Mod Podge you use, whether it's matte or gloss, you can get a matching sealer. You obviously want to do this outside. I have a matte sealer, and these are like $7 to $10 at Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with the internet, but I'll try to fix it for next time. This is the glaze, so you want to take it out and do a quick spray. It really doesn't matter if you spray over the ribbon. I mean, it's not going to hurt it. I would say if you really wanted that professional look, you could do it prior to putting on your ribbon and everything, but it's okay if you don't. So that's that. That is that. There's one quick thing I just wanted to talk to you about. I will be getting some more things out for share, so it's sprinkle. If you sprinkle my page, I'm going to start giving away calendars. So just hit the SH button down there. Throw me some hearts, comments, even if you're not watching the live video. I might wait for the next video since this one was kind of on and off. I know it's probably super annoying to watch. So maybe I'll do it on the next video, but I'm going to start to, and I don't care if you're not local, I'll still mail you a calendar. So giveaways for sharing. Guys got old music paper, newspaper, some kind of scrapbook paper, and they're like 50 cents a sheet at the craft store. So just find one that to your liking. And you don't have to do these shapes. I think I have a St. Patrick's Day one too. And then you can get the beads at Dollar Tree. You can find them online on Amazon. But yeah, these are our creations today. So I'm going to hop off. I'm going to go see what's going on with my internet. And yeah, don't forget to share because I'll be giving away calendars. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate your patience. Love you guys. Bye.